Hey, this is Jeff Bagwell, Public Information Officer for Rural Metro Fire here in Knox County. Today we're talking again about fire hydrants and obstructions that you may have in your yard around those fire hydrants. Everybody thinks it's great to have one. You get a bigger discount on your insurance rating. It helps the fire department should you have a need for the fire department in a fire at your house. But a lot of people like to decorate those fire hydrants. So first let's talk about, before we talk about the one behind me that you can't see, we'll talk about colors. A lot of people like to paint them to match their house, their landscaping. Maybe they like to even paint it red, white, and blue because they're patriotic, or they paint it like a Dalmatian. But here's the problem. Fire hydrants are specifically painted specific colors for a reason. Okay, first of all, they're painted yellow so that we can see them, so they're visible. They're visible during the day, they're visible at night, and they stand out in your yard against your green grass and your green trees and maybe your red brick house. But then on top of that, the top of the hydrant, what we call the bonnet, is painted a specific color for the amount of flow that that hydrant is rated. To give you an example, orange is 750 to 1,000 gallons, green is 1,000 and above, and then the light blue ones, or even dark blue in some areas, it would be a 1,500 or better. So those are the really good hydrants. They have a lot of flow. But the one behind me is orange, and it's also yellow. The base part of the hydrant is yellow for visibility. The problem is we can't see it because these folks have some beautiful rose bushes painted around this fire hydrant. So not only can we not see it, but neither can we access it should we need to. We have to do some serious work on these rose bushes to cut them back, to gain access to it, so that we can use this fire hydrant should there be a fire at one of these houses nearby. This is not what we want. The code requires that you have 3 feet around that fire hydrant. That's 3 feet in a cone-shaped pattern with the hydrant being at the point, 3 feet out in either direction, so that way that the fire department can see it coming up and down the street. Not only the fire department, but the water authority. That fire hydrant doesn't belong to you. It's really not in your property. A lot of people think their property goes all the way up to the curb, but there's something called a right-of-way that all of the utility lines in this neighborhood, it's the underground electric lines, the phone lines, the gas lines, everything is in that right-of-way. This fire hydrant, like others, is not located in your property. It's in the right-of-way. So while you can decorate it, you must respect the fact that that's in the right-of-way, and it's in the public's best interest that that fire hydrant be very visible. Now, one of the things that a lot of utility companies are putting out in the road is these blue reflective bumps in the road. Now, you see these out on the highway when you're driving, and they will mark the yellow lines or the white lines. Okay, but these are blue, specific for water, and they'll be put out in the road or on the curb near the edge where that fire hydrant is, so that the fire hydrant can spot it in the nighttime and make it easier for them to be visible. So a lot of water authorities will use these, and if you think you need one in front of your house, then it's always good. Call your water authority and see if they've got one they can get to you, okay? Now we're going to drive down the street and we're going to look at a fire hydrant that is landscaped properly, shall we say. Okay, Jeff Bagwell again. We have driven down the street from the fire hydrant that was surrounded by those beautiful rose bushes, and we found a fire hydrant at the neighbor's house down the road that is properly landscaped, if you will. So this fire hydrant, as you can tell behind me, is yellow, has the orange bonnet, which indicates the flow capability of between 750 and 1,000 gallons per minute, which is important to the fire department to know. And then you also notice that inside this area, this is the right-of-way. So inside of the right-of-way, the only utilities that are not present is electric, which is across the street from where we're at, and sewer, which sewer is always in the lowest point, so it's probably behind their house or behind the neighbor's house. So you've got cable TV, you've got the telephone, and the internet, looks like, all in this right-of-way. Because these utility companies cannot go on your property, they have to stay in this area of land that is considered the right-of-way. So this is the way we want the fire hydrants to look. Okay, we need to spruce up the paint on it a little bit, but this is the area and this is the way we want it to look so that we can access it for the betterment of the community and hopefully reduce property losses, because that's what we're all about. We appreciate you watching today. This is Jeff Bagwell on Rural Metro Fire, Knox County, Tennessee.